Hi all. So today we are going to start the Python course, or you can see on my screen. This is a 8-week course, and we are going to learn all of the concept one by one, since from the beginner to the advanced topic. So very first is week one, where we are going to cover what is the Python, basically how we can install it, what are the basic concepts like what are the variables, what are the data, how we can store the data in the variables, what are the naming convention of variables, how we can declare it, right? And what are the basic operations that we are going to perform on the variables. Okay, then we will write very simple Python project so that you will get familiar with it. Then second week we will cover functions and control statement, if else condition loop, while loop or for loop. Okay, functions we have a built-in user defined functions. Third week we will understand what are the data structures. Data structures are like how the data we can store in different data structures. We will have a list, we have tuples, we have a set, dictionary, strings. Those are the data structures in the Python that we are going to learn. Okay, fourth week we are going to understand how we can work with the file handles. Like suppose we have a files, we have a data in the files, we have to read the files, we have to do some operations on the files, we have to delete the files, we have to modify the file. So all those things we will understand in the week 5. Okay, so week 6 is basic operation oops concept we will understand. So as we know that Python is a object oriented programming language. In order to get the maximum out benefit from the Python, we need to understand the basic concept of what is the operation oops concept, object oriented programming. Like everything is revolves around the object. Okay, in oops. So these things, okay, classes, objects, inheritance, polymorphism, encapsulation, and abstraction, only these things that you need to understand in order to work in the Python, in order to take the maximum benefits of object-oriented programming. Then the advanced topic is we have to work, we'll understand, we will learn what are the libraries, right? And how we can work on the library. So libraries basically, right, this is already code has been done, some intelligent people has created and created a library. Okay, and then that you can use it, so that you do not need to write the same set of a code or functions, right, again and again. So in order to minimize your work, so the set of number of libraries is already present, which we can make use of. I have listed here very famous is NumPy, related to numbers, Panda related to files, Matplotlib related to graphs and all. Then we will understand web scraping. That is also very important. We will understand if you learn Python, and in that case you have to learn this as well. Now the last one is the final project. We will try to create a new final project applying the concept which we are going to learn from this course, and the final assessment. Okay, final assessment is very important in order to understand how much we have learned. So without any further ado, this was the outline. Let's start with the first. So in the first week, we need to understand what are the Python. So Python, you already know, right? If you go to this Python official website, you will get to know a lot of information about the Pythons, what is Python, all those things. You can know the theory things. You can see Python is a programming language that lets you work quickly and integrate system more effectively. Okay, so this is an interpreted language. This is an object-oriented programming language, and it is very easy to learn. Why? Because of the syntaxes. Okay, if you go to the official site, you can see some set of programmings over here. And why it is called syntax simple? Because as compared to the existing programming languages like Java, C, C++, okay, they it is having a very less rule to write a code. Okay, it is more like of English language. That's why it is very easy. It is said in the market that if you are in the new in the programming world, get started with the Python, get familiar with the Python. This is the very first programming language which is very much easy. After that you can move on to different programming languages like C, C++, Java, which is having a bit of more rules while writing a code. Okay, so that is Python. Now, the second is how we can install the Python. In order to work in Pythons, you have to install the Python. Although it is not necessary, there are a lot of online interpreter where you can use the Python. But let's say you have to download it. So you need to download this Python from only from the official site, that is python.org. You have to go to the downloads, and there is an option here, Python 3.12. So whenever you are going to download, that time you will get the latest version of the Python. It's always showing over here in the official site right now. I'm seeing it is 3.12. Might be after 6 months or something you will see the another version. So you have, it is asking for the location where you wanted to save this. Now you can save it over here, but now you can see on my desktop it is already been installed. Okay, that's why I'm not going to download it and install it. You have to download it. Once it is download, okay, you have to double click on it, and then you have to install it. Now in the installation, only one thing that you need to take care of, like like there is a pop-up will open. If you double click on it, there is a pop-up will open, and there is a checkbox. Let's see, let me show you. I'll go to the desktop, okay, and here I have a Python. If I double click on it, right now it is asking me to modify the setup. Why? Because it is already been installed. But when you double click on it, this pop-up will open, and there is a checkbox over here, so that make sure you have to check it, and then click on next, 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 follow the next things, and then it will be installed. Once it will be installed, let me cancel it because it is already been installed. Then you can see on my screen I have a PyCharm. So what is PyCharm? PyCharm is basically an interpreter. So interpreter is, we can say, interpreter is where you can write. It's a kind of a development environment for the Python, where you can write the Python code. Okay, there are a lot of interpreters available in the market. Okay, one is provided by the PyCharm as well. So if you click on PyCharm, you have to write PyCharm. It's not necessary that you have to do it in the PyCharm. There are online interpreter as well. If you click, if you write it online interpreter, then you will get this some of the let me open it for you. Online interpreter, online Python interpreter. Okay, if you search this, then you will get this online interpreter, which is provided by programs. Is then you can see this online Python, GDB online debugger. So all these sites are providing the online interpreter. You can go ahead. I have opened this program. Is you can go ahead and you can write your Python code, you can run it, and you can learn it. So it's not necessary that you have to download Python, you have to download the interpreter, and then you have to learn. No, there are online interpreter as well. So this is one more, onlinegdb.com. Here even you can see here their language. This portal is giving the multiple languages options here. If you're working on JavaScript, you can click on JavaScript, write your JavaScript code here, run it. Okay, for me I have written the Python, and I have created one definition, and if I execute it, so you can see there is a console here. I'm getting the summation of two numbers is 5, which is printed here. So this is an online interpreter which you can make use of. But to get the better visibility, to understand, to create a project, this is kind of a runtime. You are not going to create a project or file. This is it will be vanished, right? So if you wanted to create a project, have a Python files, in that case you can execute, sorry, you can download PyCharm, okay, interpreter. So let me check if it is already, it's not opened here. So let me PyCharm for Python. So download PyCharm, you have to click on it. It is provided by JetBrains company. Okay, and this is you can see here PyCharm. So they are giving two versions, PyCharm Professional, but this is a 30-day prior. Post 30-day you have to give some amount. Okay, so if you scroll down, you can see PyCharm Community Edition. Okay, so there is an option download. So click on it and get it download in your machine, and then install it. Once it is, so for me it is, see, PyCharm is installed and Python is also installed. So once this will be installed, all you have to do is you have to double click on PyCharm Community. When you double click on it, PyCharm Community, you will get the interface like this. You can see here PC PyCharm. Get familiar with this interface. Do not worry, we will go very slow. So this will create one project, Hello World, by default. And if you see, you will get one project and one file, main.py. Apart from these txt files and all those py file I have created. So when you open it, very fresh PyCharm editor, code editor, you will get one project, Hello World, and you will get main.py. You get, if you want, you can open this py and you can write your code over here. You can start learning. Or what you can do, if you wanted to create a file, so you wanted to create a Python file, new Python file, let's suppose. Okay, so you have to right click on the project, go to new, and then select this Python file category. If you click, and then you can mention here like I wanted to learn like first project, let's say first project. Okay, I just give this file name as a first project. No need to put py.py. It is already By default it will take it as .py file. Okay, now hit on enter. The moment you hit enter, you will see the new file is been created with extension .py. By default, Python files is having this .py. Now you can start working on it. Okay. So let's suppose I wanted to see what is the data. So we have basically integer, float, and string, boolean. So those type of the data type this type of the data we can have it. So let's say we create one variable and I store the value 2 and I wanted to print this value. So what I need to do is I need to use the print function. So print function is a by default function. So if you wanted to execute this project, first project, all you have to do is make sure it is selected to the current file. It is not selected the main file. Okay, because you have created this. If you have not changed it, then it is going to run this by default. It is selected as a main file. Okay, and if you have created a new file, then you have to select a current file scope and then you have to click. So if it is clicked, you can see this is the output window, first project, and you will get this answer too. So this is how you can work on it. So the next thing is we will understand what are the variables and basic operations. Okay, so you can see here. So print, as I told you, print is by default functions by which if you wanted to print anything, okay, then we use the print function. So let's say I have written over here now the string. I'll keep it simple. I'll mention hello. Okay, so this string is what? String is the is a collection of characters. H is character, ELLO. This is what is this? This is a sequence of characters. So string we have to enclosed in either single quote or double quote or triple quote. Okay, all will work. So you can see here. Let me copy paste 3 times to show you. So if you keep single quote, this will also work. Okay, and 3 single quote, this will also work. Let me execute this. This is selected as a current file. So see, if I selected current file, now the output for basic syntax is developed here, is shown here. You can see hello, hello, hello. That means okay, I think enter your name. Okay, let me comment this part as well. As slowly as we'll go, I'll come uncomment the code. So you can see here the single quote, double quote, and triple quote all are working here. Okay, so this is very good thing in Python. And let's suppose if we wanted to mention here hello, what do you call, you have to add this one. I am Mamta Rajput. Okay, hello, I am Mamta Rajput. If you execute this as well, if you execute this, hello, I am Mamta Rajput. See, it is coming, and comma is also included because we have used this double quote. Let's say if I wanted to type like this, okay, I wanted to include the single quote. If I execute it, see, single quote is being used. But what if I use single quote here and use single quote here? So you can see the color is being changed. That means single quote, it tells the interpreter that this is the starting quote of starting of string and this is a closing of string. So it will take this as a complete string and this will discard it. So in order to add this, in order to escape this single quote as a closing single quote, right? In order to escape the definition of this single quote from the string, what we need to do is we need to escape this. Okay, how we can escape it? We have to escape it using the backslash, using this backslash. If we use this backslash, what will happen? Interpreter will not read this single quote. It will take in consideration of the starting quote and the ending quote. It will not consider this quote as a ending quote. It will consider this quote as an ending quote and this will be displayed. So let me execute it to showcase this. See here. Okay, so in order to escape any single quote, double quote, and triple quote, you have to use the escape character. Got it? So let's say if I enclose this in double quote, okay, and I use this double quote to be displayed over here. So see here, this code is break. So in order to escape it, just use the backspace character, and it is working fine, perfectly fine. Okay, same with three single quote. Although it's not, say if I use this single quote, then it will not work. So in order to escape it, we have to use the escape character, backspace. Let's check this. Hello, I am Rajput. Okay, so this way we can escape this characters if it is used. Yes, one more thing, if you use this, let me see, your entire string is enclosed in double quote. Okay, and you use, let me remove this, and you wanted to use three single quote here. Okay, then it will work. Then it will, because single quote is different from the double quote, but if you use the double quote in between, then you have to escape it with using the backspace character. Okay, so this is, I believe you understood it. Let me comment it. Okay, and let's understand the next is variable. What is variable? Variable is basically a kind of a container where we can hold the data. So we have a data, but we need some place to hold the data, right? Some kind of a container where we can use, where we can put this data. So variables is nothing but, so you can see here I have created one. Let me execute. Okay, so I have created one variable here, age. I have put this value 55 and salary is 70,000, and if I print it, it is going to print for me. Okay, and if you wanted to print two values, we can separate by comma. I'm going very slow so that concept will be clear. And how, why I have used this underscore, and why, because variables, there is some rules while declaring a variable. We can, variables can be alphanumeric, but make sure numeric will not come before the alphabets. Okay, and naming convention of variables also say that it can start with underscore, but not other than underscore, any other symbols it will not work, only underscore. And either it will start with the alphabets or it will start with underscore. Let's say, if I, let's test it. Okay, I created one variable with name one age. Okay, let me execute it to see, invalid decimal literal, because it is not allowing decimal as a variable name. So we have to remove this one. Okay, either we can, let's say underscore will work. Yes, we have already checked underscore, and age is going to work, or simple age or salary is going to work. Okay, one more thing I wanted to show you is a case sensitive. Python is a case sensitive, so I have mentioned the variable capital S salary, and if I wanted to execute and wanted to display small s salary, thinking that these two things are same, but it is not, I'm going to get a error. Same name salary is not defined because this is case sensitive. Okay, so Python is a case sensitive that we need to make sure of while working with the variables. So if I declare s, capital S salary, then we have to use this capital S salary only. Okay, so variable, rule number one, variable name should not start with the digits. It should start with either alphabet or with the underscore. Okay, number two, it's a case sensitive. So if you use, make sure whatever the variable name you have declared, if it is a capital, make, use this capital variable only. Okay, so it's a case sensitive, so that you can think of it. Third rule, that you cannot use the keyword as a variable. Okay, let me uncomment it and I'll show you. So what are the keywords basically? Keywords are, you see here, this part we are going to work. So keyword is basically a reserved word, okay, that cannot be used as a variable. So there is a some meaning of a, these things like as, finally, break. So these are the list of the keywords which is used in the Python. You can go to the Google and see there are lot of keywords, reserved keywords, which is used in the Python. Some of them I have mentioned here, like try, catch, is, in, not, for, pass. These are all keyword. So let me try uncomment this. So here I have created a variable b, and this which holds the value 4. Let's suppose I wanted to use, let's suppose this def. This keyword is reserved for the purpose of defining a function. But let's say I use this def as a variable. Okay, I'll try to hold the data 4 into this variable named def. Let's see it is going to work or not. It's going to define, although it's I got it here only, but let's execute it. See, invalid syntax. Okay, it is not taking it. So that means let's try another keyword like as is also a keyword. Let's try this as well. Okay, sorry, by default I click on this. Let me close this, come back to the basic syntax and execute it. So where are we? We were checking this. Okay, so see, invalid syntax. It is not taking as also a variable because this is a keyword. So you come to know, right? So you got to know like we cannot use the reversed or the keyword as a variable. So what you can do is if you use this yields, then it is going to work because yields is not a keyword, yield is a keyword. So that is the third rule of declaring the variable. So it should be case sensitive. Reserve keyword should not be used as a variable, and either it will start with the alphabet or with the underscore. Okay, so let me comment this as well. Now coming to input and output. So if you, let's say if you wanted to when you are working with a programming language, you often have to take input from the users, right? So how you can do it in Python? There is a inbuilt function which is input. It's a function or a method. So what you can do, wherever you wanted to get the input from the user, you have to write a variable. And why we have to get the use this variable, because whatever the user will input it, we need to hold it somewhere, right? So that's why this is a function input. It will ask the interpreter to hold. It will not go to the next line until and unless it will not get input from the user. And the moment user put the input, okay, it will hold into the val variable, and then we can print it. Okay, or we can mention it like your name and then comma. Okay, now executed. See here, now you can see in the console, in the output, it is asking me for the name. So it is not going to the, it is not going to the print statement. Why? Because it is waiting for the name to be entered, which is going to store in the val, and then the interpreter will go to the next line and print that val. So let's say my name is Mamta. Okay, and if I click on enter, now it's mentioned your name Mamta. Okay, so it will go to the next line. So this is how we can use, in order to get the input from the user, we use the input, and in order to display the data, we use the print function. So for input, we use the input function. For output, we need to use the function print. So these are inbuilt function, okay, in the Python. Now coming to the some basic operations that we wanted to, that we need to learn here is arithmetic operations. Let's say you can see here, this is very self-explanatory. It's very basic. Like I have executed, I have store two values, 2 in variable 1 and 3 in variable b, and these are the addition, subtraction, this is multiplication, okay, this is division, and this is a double backslashes, like absolute if you are getting some floating number, it will give you a integer number. This is a to the power b. So if you execute it, you will see 2 plus 3 print 5. Okay, 2 minus 3 minus 1. 2 into 3, it's coming 6. Okay, 2 divided by 3, it is giving me 0.666. If we use this double backslash, it's a floor division. So it will round off all the values after decimal, and it will display only this. And then to the to the raise 3, to the power 3, we can say 2 into 2 into 2, 3 times. So it will come as a 8. So let's change this value in order to see here. So for 0.5, let's say, okay, 4.5, let's say, and execute it. So you can see here 7.5 multiplication 13.5. You can see here, I wanted to show you this one. A divided by b, it is giving me value 1.5, but a floor division, it is giving me 1.0. It removes the values after the decimal, so it will keep only this first digits right before the dot. So here a to the power 3 is a to the power b is 4.5 into 4.5 into 4.5, it comes to 1.125. So this is how we can do the arithmetic operations. So now coming to the logical operations. So logical operations like and or not. So these are the not and and, okay, it's and not. So you can see here, if I store the value true, so this is true and value false. So this is boolean values in Python. Okay, if I store the value true in a, false in b, now checking, I'm printing a and b. If both are true, then give me true. Any one of is true, give me true, a or b. So this is logical. Okay, not b. So if b is having a false, then the print of not b will be true. Okay, let me execute it. You can see here, if both are true, then only give me true. What is, in our case, what is happening, it's a true and false, so it is not the case. Okay, both is not true, so that's why we got it here false. Either of it, either a or b, if it is true, give me true. So yes, a is true, that's why I'm giving you true. Okay, the print is not b. Not b means whatever value we have in b, give me opposite of that. So right now we have false, so it is giving me true. Let's do one thing, let's make it true. Now execute it again. So what will happen, a and b both true, yes true. A or b, yes true. B is true, not b means it's a reverse of the true, so it will be false. Okay, so this is nothing but a, we called a logical operator. Okay, assignment operator, till now you already know what are assignment operator. Assignment operator is we how we can assign the value into the variable. So there are two ways by which we can assign it. First is equal to. If you wanted to assign a value 10 into the variable a, all you have to do is use this equal to. That's it. And then print it. There is one more assignment is plus equal to, minus equal to, multiplication equal to. So what does it mean? It means it is similar to a equal to a plus 2. So if you wanted to increment the value of a with number 2, so this is how you can declare it. You can write like this as well, or you can write like this, a plus equal to 2, like this as well. Okay, if I execute it, you can see a is equal to 10, printed 10, then a plus equal to 2, which is nothing but a equal to a plus 2. So we have value 10, 10 plus 2 is 12, so it is going to print 12. Now again a is equal to a plus 2. So this time what is the value we have in a, which is 12. So 12 plus 2 is 24. Okay, now we have a 24. Here we have value 24 in a. Now this line of code, what it is doing, it is doing a equal to a into a. Okay, so a is equal to a into a. So it's 24 into 24, it comes now 196. So this is how we can do the assignment operators. Okay, we can use of it. Now we can comment it. Now we'll come to the first demo project. Okay, as we said, we have understood the basic operations, data type and variables. Now we'll learn the first project. So what is the requirement? We let's take the name, age, date of journey, date of joining, salary, and we can print it. So we have to take the name from the end customer. Okay, so let me uncomment this. Now you can see what we have to do is we have to create I have already told, right, in order to get the value from the end customer, we have to use the input function. So enter your name, and then we have to store this into the variable. So I have created a name variable, created a variable with name, and I have created another variable with age. Okay, and then I have put this value here as your name, this, and your name. Let me comment this. So this is how we can, you can see, enter your name, let's say, enter your age, let's say. So it is coming like this. Your name is this, your name is this. Why your name? Okay, I have mentioned here. And it should be like age. If I execute it, my name, age. Oh, sorry, 345 I typed it. Your age is 355. So why see I have used this, or we can use remove this curly braces. I'll tell you what is the meaning of it. See, your name is Mamta and your age is 23. So this is done. Now, there are multiple ways by which we can format the string which we are going to display. This is a simple by which we can do it. Like 23 and Mamta, we have displayed it. But there are two ways there is a way by which we can, format our string which we are going to display. So there are two methods are using the f string and using a format. So there are two ways by which we can print our values. So here this was the simple way by which we can here create it. This is something I have concatenate the space. If you don't want, so both will work. If you use this plus name, then also work. If you use at comma and then variable, that is also going to work. Okay, let me show you again one more time. So this, see here, if I use plus name, there is no space. If you see here, there is no space. After the colon, there is no space. If I use comma and age, there is a space. Okay. So, but both will work. It's not that you will get any error. Now coming to format, what I can mention here, your name. So if we use f string, okay, if we put f, what will happen? Whatever the variable, if you wanted to include the variable inside your string, so this is what is complete string because it is enclosed in double quote. Okay, but if we use the name, then what will happen? If I use this name, okay, if I remove this f, I wanted this to be displayed. Okay, I wanted this name as to be displayed, but this is not going to work because we have not used f string. Let me try this one more time to showcase you. Let me remove this. Okay, so here let me execute this one more time to showcase you. Here, see, enter your name. See here, your name, it's coming as, here you can see your name. I got this value as a string, but I did not get the value which is stored inside this variable. Okay, here I got this correct. This two is from this one. So in order to get the data from the variable, what we need to do it, we need to enclose it into this braces, and we have to keep it as a f. So what will happen? The moment we use this f, you see the color will be changed. So it makes this it is saying, I mean, it's a kind of a interpreter, it is a kind of a command which is given to the Python interpreter, that whatever is enclosed inside the curly braces inside this string, take it as a variable, do not take it as a string, then the variable value will be passed over here. Okay, so let me comment this and execute it again. You see here, now this time I'm not getting a value. I'm getting a value, but I'm not getting a variable name. Okay. The second way is, you can see here, using the format. This is a very common way to do it. So if you have a multiple variables which you wanted to display into your string. So what you need to do is you have to keep this welcome. Let me write it like this. So like your age is, so this is your age, but I wanted to give value into this bracket. I have provided the empty bracket, but now I'm saying format this bracket with which value, with value age. Okay, this is the way we can do it. So here I'm not using the format string, I'm not using the f string to format it, but I'm using the dot format function which is going to give the same command to the interpreter, that in this string wherever you find the empty braces, okay, format that with the variable. So in this case, let me execute it again. You will get to know. See here, your name this way. This is also the way by which we can, display our output. And you can see welcome and then format name. So here, welcome colon name. This is the name. Okay, Mamta is the name of this, which is stored in the variable name. And 34 is the age, which is stored in the variable age. So your age is this. So we'll give this, and then format this, and it is format function gives the command to the interpreter that whatever you got in this previous string, okay, anything which is coming with this braces, replace it with age. So this is how we can format our string. So this is the two ways, using the f string or the format method to format your output. So this is how you can get the you can display the output from whatever you wanted to print. Okay, so this will end our first week. So I hope you will learn, you know what is Python, how we can install it. It's not necessary to install as well. There are a lot of online interpreter that you can use it. You can let me copy this entire thing, and this is the online interpreter we have here, right? So let me paste it over here. So see here, this is a variable, this is the age, print your name, and if I try to execute it, so this is the online interpreter. Enter my name, to age. See, this is also working perfectly fine. Even if you don't have a PyCharm, you can work over here in the online interpreter, and this your code is working fine. Okay, I hope you like the video, and I will come with the next session very soon. Okay, the week second. So stay tuned. Thank you. Till that time, bye bye, and thank you, and happy learning.